What's up everyone, Diego Sultan with Listenersnotes. Today we're going to be talking about the new Lil Yachty project entitled Teenage Emotions. Lil Yachty, he's a rapper out of Atlanta, one who made the 2016 XXL freshman list, and he's also a very polarizing figure if you ask me. What makes him so polarizing is his bad lyricism, and a lot of hip-hop fans probably thought that earlier trap artists like Future and Young Thug were the worst that they were going to hear. Then this new age comes, and Yachty in particular just spearheads through with just god-awful lines. Personally, his lyrics don't bother me though. For one, don't we ignore all of the bad lines that the Migos, Future, Young Thug, and Gucci Mane bring? Just a quick afterthought. Obviously the lyrics on this Lil Yachty album are not good, and they're really not good. To me, I feel like no sane human being could write like a lyric this bad and knowingly think it's good. And for me, I take it more as a joke than anything else. This seems more like a riff-raff type situation to me than someone who just can't write, because some of these punchlines are so intentionally bad that I can't believe people are denying it. And I can give a pass to a lot of them because I find them funny, with an exception of the song Priorities, which is just too much, too cringy. The line about incest is just, it's too far. I can't do it. But besides that, I usually give Lil Yachty a big pass with this type of stuff. I will say I saw the YouTuber Sean C, he was reacting to this. I saw that after the first take I did on this review, and he was really like analyzing these punchlines and getting mad at them. Now, first of all, go subscribe to his channel if you like reviews and reactions. I love his stuff. He's funny, he's pretty intelligent, he's very entertaining. But in my opinion, if you're analyzing these lyrics like that and like taking it all that seriously, you're doing it wrong. Like, you should not be trying to understand it or taking any of this seriously. It's mostly a joke. It's mostly this juvenile character that Lil Yachty has made, or these characters that he's made. And even though I don't like to pay attention to the dual personality, I will say that it's noticeable that when he goes more aggressive and says more stuff about guns or just sex or violence, it's more from his Lil Boat character, and then when he's, more friendly and cheery, he's Lil Yachty. So these are characters here. This isn't him like just being him. These are his characters, and I think they're intentionally this ridiculous. Yachty's lyrics are bad, and I completely understand someone saying, wow, this is so bad, I don't want to hear it, or wow, this is cringe, because at times his lyrics are very cringe to me. But this is my favorite Lil Yachty project. Starting off with the beats and the overall production, this is easily the most expensive album that Lil Yachty has made. The budget was probably pretty massive for this one. The beats are all trap beats as one would expect. There's a mixture of these ballad-type beats with some very gorgeous, sunny, upbeat, samples and sounds, and then these grimier but still upbeat trap songs. And I do like that Yachty brings a different taste of modern hip-hop. Rather than being this dark, grimy trap artist, he brings a more clean, childish, juvenile aesthetic. And that's another thing about this album. It is crisp and clean in terms of the mixing and recording quality. And I actually think that's a really nice touch because Yachty isn't going for that grimy route, so we don't need any of that. Emphasize how, childish and naive he seems by making it so clean. Now, I didn't expect to like this album when the singles came out. I thought this would be easily one of the worst albums of the year, particularly because of the song Bring It Back, which is very annoying, breathy ad-libs where Yachty's doing this like over the beat, and it's just so awkward. And then you add that up with the really bad auto-tune and the beat itself, which is kind of corny, but after hearing it in the context of the album, and I do think a lot of repeated listens as well, have made it easier for me to digest this song. I actually enjoy it. It's not as jarring as it was, and I think it's a lot of fun. It's became a song that I love just from, the context of the album, I think. It's one of those things that I can't describe. I just love the song, and I get that a lot of people don't, because I didn't at first. So I completely understand that being how it is. The first 5 songs of this album just start out near flawless, and I do think Yachty keeps the album consistently good afterwards, but this is where he has just no road bumps. The song Like a Star enters the sort of Yachty boat narrative that I almost ignore because I feel like it's not very fleshed out. If you're into that sort of thing, it is back, but that's just not for me. Yachty's singing on this song and over the beat's actually quite gorgeous, and of course the instrumental is well layered. There's some strings in the background and some occasional pianos, and that's what I like about this song. It's just really well put together. It sounds good. Yachty's vocals, while they may not be conventionally good, they're so goofy and childish that I almost always love them. And then Yachty also brings bangers like DN Freestyle and Peekaboo, as well as Dirty Mouth. And these songs, while their lyrics are not very good, in fact, there's a moment on Peekaboo where Yachty mentions how this girl blows like a cello, but a cello is a string instrument. But, you know, regardless of that, I really enjoy them. For one, that line actually turned out being funny for me. And also, these beats just have a lot of energy, and Yachty brings that energy. We saw this on the song Maze in '97 that he did with Carnage, and I just knew from there that he could make some bangers, and he does it here. He manages to maintain the energy of these songs and keeps them entertaining throughout the duration. And also, I will say the Migos had a really good feature on Peekaboo. And there's tons more highlights on this album. You know, Say My Name, All You Had to Say, Harley. There's just other songs here that I really enjoy. And then on the back end of this album, Yachty really brings it a little more personal in his own childish way. Songs like Made of Glass and Momma, which is actually one of my favorite tracks on here because it's an ode to his mother. It's actually well done for a Yachty song with a purpose, and the overall sound of it is actually really nice. Now, a lot of my love and enjoyment from this album comes because I like Yachty's personality. I like his voice. I like his, you know, quirks. His lyrics are so bad that I enjoy them in so many spots. I understand that that's him, and I like that there's no one like him in particular in hip-hop right now. And a lot of people might not like that, and that's fine. I'm just saying that's my reason. If you like Lil Yachty's personality, you're really going to like this album because he really brings it on. This isn't like Summer Songs 2 where it was just a compilation of tracks. I'm gonna conclude this by talking about maybe a couple more complaints. The Other Shit interlude is just 50 seconds of trap banger, but I really wish it was fleshed out. I don't really need a 50-second trap interlude, just make a song out of it. And the features on All Around Me just don't work for me at all. YG and Kamaya, they don't really bring their best, and it's kind of disappointing for me. For one, I'm a huge YG fan. I was hoping he would have brought something a little better. But I guess in a way, he doesn't necessarily fit the aesthetic of this kind of album. And expecting him to bring that gangsta storytelling that he did on Still Brazy really wouldn't have fit that song. Part of me really wishes that Yachty threw YG on one of the banger tracks instead of putting him here. So I think on Yachty's part, he really didn't place these features very well. But besides those minor gripes, and then of course, you know, the little Yachty-isms, there's occasional lines throughout this album that I stop at and wonder, really, you wrote that? But again, if we can ignore Future's bars, which everyone seems to do, why aren't we ignoring this? Is this where we draw the line? Was Future's garbage not bad enough for y'all? Now, but before I give you my final rating, I'd like to add that the way I review albums and the way I give scores is based on how much I enjoy listening to them. It's not how well they're composed, it's not how well they're put together. It is simply what I enjoyed. And what we have here is an album that I enjoyed the hell out of. Does that mean a lot of people are going to enjoy it? No, people are not going to like this album, and that's fine. Just for me, it clicked. I liked it. This is my favorite Yachty album by far. I wasn't even that much of a fan of either Lil Boat or Summer Songs 2 or whatever it was called. Both of those were like okay, but this one, for whatever reason, mostly the insanely good production and just Yachty's overall personality and character, those things came together, made an album that I do love. I know people are going to disagree, but once again, I don't care. This album, for me, it's an 80 out of 100. It's one of the toughest ones I've had to give, but I like this album. I'm not saying it's good, I'm not saying it's great, I'm not saying it's well put together, but there's something about this album that I find endearing and that I love, and I think I'm going to come back to it a lot, actually. it's one of those things where I can't justify it, and I don't expect anyone to understand why I feel this way, but for me, it's super enjoyable. It's probably going to make my year-end list, and that's just all there is to it. So yeah, let me know what you think about it. Thank you guys for watching. This is Diego with Listener's Notes. I'll see you guys on the next video.